Alright guys, welcome back to a windy day on the Frugal Homestead. So today we're going to be making some Comfrey tea. I've been promising this video, just haven't got to it. Real simple process. We're making a semi-concentrate, which means it's going to be a shorter time to brew, but you're going to mix it a larger part to your water when you use it. Now what you're going to need is you're going to need a 5-gallon bucket. You're going to need a pillowcase, preferably an old one so your wife doesn't kill you. I'm not responsible if you use your wife's good pillowcases. That said, this is more for a straining feature, just to keep you from getting stuff inside of your watering can and your head and blocking it up. So you don't necessarily have to do it in there. You can just throw it straight in the bucket and let it steep, but then you're gonna have to filter it. So we're in our Comfrey patch. What I'm gonna do is literally pull a bunch out. I put stems and all, leaves and all. That's the point of having the pillowcase, it doesn't matter. I like to cut them up in smaller pieces, honestly. And then I'll show you what I do here in a second to go even more. Don't overthink this, guys. It doesn't have to be rocket science. There is no perfection to it. Just do the best you can. Yes, I put stems and all in there. Then I'll reach down and grab it and just try and break it up a little bit just to give it some more surface area. It's that simple, guys. It's not rocket science. Grab you a big old bunch of them. We're at the end of season here, so the deer are pretty much starting to graze on it a lot. So I need to get it processed up, and then what I'm going to do is inoculate my compost pile with some. And I'm also going to do some beds that I want to perform well next year. I'm going to pre-treat with this and just let it soak in over winter. I'll put a fresh batch of chips over top. Now how much you want to put in there is kind of up to you. Everybody has their own belief. You can go to every channel and they'll tell you a different amount to put in. If they're large leaves like these, I generally say about 40 or 50 leaves, but it doesn't have to be exact. As you can see, it's starting to fill up some. The girls are kind of grumpy behind me because they actually have been grazing on this a little too. I've been tossing a few leaves into them. I try not to feed them too much of it though, because then they don't want to eat the regular feed as much. I'm a big proponent of keep it simple, so it doesn't matter to me how you cut it, this is just what works for us. Alright, so once you get the amount you want in there, which like I said, it's relative to you, put as much or as little as you want in there. You're going to bolster your plants no matter what. You're going to improve your soil no matter what. You're going to improve your compost no matter what. It's everybody's own personal opinion. I kind of know when I have enough in there just by the way it feels in there. There's no science to it for me though. Now, the next step is water. Now, if you live in a city, I would suggest drawing some water and sitting it out in the sun for a couple days, hopefully to get rid of some of the chlorine and other things in it. I personally use rainwater, which once again is why we're using the pillowcase. So I will leave this set just like this and pour the water into it and then close the bag, and we're gonna let this sit and steep. But I'll show you that, so come on. Okay, so now, as you can see, bucket's got a pretty good amount of comfrey leaves in it and stems. And this is something I've been using, just a trash can to catch rainwater off the side of the house. And all I'm gonna do is fill this up with rainwater. The reason I like to use rainwater is because even here on a well, there's certain deep water minerals that will actually slow the process just slightly. Now, as you can see, it's filled up. Now we're just going to tie it closed. Okay, and the final step, I take a rock, put it on there just to weight it down, cover it up, put another rock on top just to hold it, and now it's an out of sight, out of mind thing. Leave it for a week or two. So we'll be back when it's done, and I'll let you guys check it out and show you how we use it. Okay guys, welcome back. So it's been 7 days. This thing has gone through some storms and some other stuff, so some water did get in, but it shouldn't affect anything in the overall sense. So let's get it uncovered and take a look. Okay, so as you can see, it stayed covered up. Now it's going to take us a few minutes to drain it all out. You're definitely going to have a slight odor. It's not terrible. You just want to squeeze out your excess water. Alright, now we're going to set that aside. I'll show you what we're going to do with that later. So now we've come to this point. And generally you should have a pretty clean product. And then what I do at this point is I'll take a standard watering can and I take 16 ounces, and this holds almost 2 gallons, not quite. And I take 16 ounces and pour it in, and then I'll fill the rest up with water, and then I'll water my plants. And I've never had a problem with burning doing it this way. So let's go out back and I will show you the beds that we're using this batch on. Alright guys, so this is our first year raspberries that we transplanted out of the main bed into these new beds. Now we didn't do a whole lot to build these beds up when we started. So now that the season's over, I'm going to end up kind of inoculating them and treating them with this compost tea from the Comfrey, and that will allow these beds to kind of soak it up, and I'm going to fresh chip them as well after we weed them. Now obviously, if we were in prime season, I wouldn't water over top of the leaves because of either leaf burn from the sun or because the mix is being slightly too strong possibility. That said, we're at the end of season, it's cool temperatures, it's kind of a overcast day, they should be fine in this one. But in the dead of summer, I'm pretty careful to make sure I'm only watering the ground around the plant, and I try to do it only in the morning. So these blackberry plants really worked hard this year. They slammed out a bunch of berries, and I mean a bunch. So we're definitely going to give them a good drink of this to let them kind of reset for the year. They probably won't use most of this nutrients until next year, but that's okay because we're also going to trim them back, so they're going to need some help next year. Alright guys, now I'm going to show you how to use this compost tea made from Comfrey to kind of heat up and inoculate your piles of compost. Now, if you're going to do this, the strength is not such a big deal, but generally I just double what I just did. So I put 32 ounces in this bucket, this watering can, and then I just add the rest with rainwater. So it's just that simple. Now I will tell you, you probably don't want to spill this too much because it doesn't smell the greatest. It does have a very pungent odor, but that's how you know that your batch has come out good. That said, let's go down here. I'll show you how to use this on your pile, and I'll also show you what to do with the comfrey leaves that are left over in the pillowcase and what to do with the pillowcase in order to have it prepped and ready for the next one. Alright guys, so here I got the compost bin, just the single pole version. Now, all we're going to do is take our double strength Comfrey tea and pour it over it. I promise you that pile is going to start heating up just because of this. This is a very green, this is a very strong nitrogen source. Trust me, it'll light your pile up. And now it's time to deal with this. This is the stinky job. This is our pillowcase that had the comfrey leaves in it that we put in there. Basically, you have to empty it out into your compost pile. Those leaves will break down and everything will just mix in your compost pile and make it super strong and an excellent source of food for your plants. That said, this thing stinks. And I'm going to tell you it stinks. So what I suggest is, when I pour it in there, I'm going to turn it inside out. Then what I do is I hang it over the side of the compost bin, let it get rained on. Wait about a week or a couple times it's been rained on and flip it over. As it gets rained on and dried out, it kind of cleans it some. If you don't have a wooden side on your compost bin, you can always hang it from a tree limb somewhere. But basically, as the rain washes it out, it'll clean it up some and make it not smell as bad. But in the long term, you're going to be doing multiple batches. And if you keep taking your wife's pillowcases, she's going to kill you. So, you know, this works out well this way. So as you can see, I just spread it out all over there. Now, the next step is go wash your hands because I promise you they will stink. They almost has a smell like horse manure. Kind of has that kind of smell. But anyways, if you liked the video, please go down, hit the like button. If you haven't already, please go down, hit the subscription button, join the family, be a part of what we do here on the Frugal Homestead. Maybe we don't do it like everybody else. Maybe it isn't even technically the right way. But it's the way that works for us and works for our homestead here in Ohio. So we really appreciate you watching. Please go down and hit us up in the comments. Let us know how you do these kind of things. And we'll see you in the next video.